Bibras Natho u Partizan je došao, kako je i sam izjavio, da pruži dobru igru i da osvaja trofeje. Njegova biografija je atraktivna skoro kao i njegova igra. Izraelac u srpskom klubu nije baš tako česta pojava, pa je to samo po sebi kuriozitet. Međutim, za njega je dolazak u srpski prvoligaški tim samo nadogradnja jedne već uspešne sportske karijere. Rođen je 1988. u mestu Kfar Kama u Izraelu. Otac mu je bio pripadnik granične policije, a Bibras je više puta isticao da je očev uticaj bio presudan u njegovom životu, odrastanju i kasnije sportskoj karijeri. Učio ga je i ohrabrivao da bude najbolji i uvek daje svoj maksimum za koji god klub da igra. Profesionalnu karijeru otpočeo je 2006. u Hapoelu iz Tel Aviva, u kome je proveo 4 godine. Nakon toga odlazi u Rubin da bi se kasnije oprobao u Pauku, moskovskom CSKA i Olimpijakosu. Nakon isteka ugovora sa Olimpijakosom 2019. dugogodišnji reprezentativac Izraela odlučio je, iako je imao još nekoliko atraktivnih ponuda, da prihvati ponudu kluba iz Humske i karijeru nastavi u dresu crno-belih. Centralni vezni igrač, ali i ofanzivac kada zatreba, dočekan je kao veliko pojačanje tadašnje ekipe Sava Miloševića, a za crno-bele zaigrao je u dresu sa brojem 6. Pošlo mu je za rukom da veoma brzo osvoji srca navijača crno-belih i stekne epitet jednog od najboljih fudbalera. Tome je zasigurno doprineo njegov prvi gol koji je stigao već 19. septembra 2019. u prvom meču grupne faze Lige Evrope u domaćem remiju sa AZ Alkmarom. Malo važniji gol, onaj na jubilarnom 200. večitom derbiju, dogodio se u junu 2020. u polufinalu Kupa Srbije, kada je Partizan bio koban pod Crvenu zvezdu i odneo pobedu rezultatom 1:0 nakon meča punog napetosti i incidenata. Natho je igrač sa bogatim iskustvom u UEFA takmičenjima. Odigrao je veliki broj mečeva i u Ligi Evrope i u Ligi šampiona, tako da je njegovo iskustvo i doprinos klubu svakako nešto što je više nego dobrodošlo na terenu. Bibras je prvu sezonu u Partizanu završio sa 32 nastupa, 11 golova i 9 asistencija u 3 takmičenja. A kakvi su mu utisci o Partizanu sa igračima, navijačima, Srbiji i Beogradu, imaćete priliku da čujete upravo večeras. Zadovoljstvo nam je što je večerašnji gost SPORTLIGHTA, fudbaler Partizana Bibras Natho.
Dragi gledalci, dobroveče. Vidjeli ste već prilog Maše Petković i Aleksandra Rivojević. Vidite i znate ko je gost. Bibras Natho, s kojim ćemo ovaj razgovor obaviti na engleskom jeziku. Inače, jedan od igrača za koje kažu da je možda jedan od, sigurno spada u kategoriju najboljih stranaca koji su igrali fudbal u nekom našem klubu. Hi, Mr. Natho, or maybe it's good at the beginning to help us with the pronunciation of your surname. Is it Natho, Nacho, there? Natho, okay. Okay, so we resolved the first problem. Thanks. How are you? How do you feel in Belgrade?
Good. Nice now. The weather nice day by day, and after Corona, I think now it's a little bit better situation. Nice city and amazing people.
Did you know anything about Belgrade and Serbia before you came to the country?
Really not too much. I play here a few times before, but not too much.
Okay, let's then start from the beginning, from your football origins. And how did you start playing football? Or was it your first option, or maybe some other sports that you also wanted to be active in?
No, it's first option.
First
and only.
Okay.
I remember myself from 3-4 years, maybe I all the time with the ball, play in home, outside, everywhere, broke all the stuff for my mom, she all the time cry about that. But I start like all the young kids, in the street, to play with friends, enjoy, play in school. And when I was 10 years, I start in, you can say, professional club, in Israel, my club, Hapoel Tel Aviv. I go there. And I played there like 10 years almost.
But so it's similar like here, kids start playing on the street. That's the first contact with the ball.
Yeah, I think it's the best solution. Also from street you can take many things because first you enjoy. This is the most important, when you start to play professionally, sometimes they forget about, enjoy from this football. I think to start in the street, it's...
And I think it's the most fair competition. You have two captains on the street. They know who they pick. It's not that they pick someone who's bad. They pick the best guys first.
If they pick you last, next time you don't need to
change
come.
the sport. Change the sport.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Well, also your family history and origin is also very interesting. Practically, you're a member of the Circassian ethnic minority. Group, let's say, not minority, I apologize. And you came from Russia, that's right. The origins are from there.
Historic, yes. It's come from Kafkaz, Russia.
And how did you arrive to Israel?
Oh, it's long story,
Well, we have time. Okay.
Yeah, the Circassian in Russia, when start their problem, we can say they run everywhere, to survive. And few people, go to Turkey, go to everywhere.
To the territory of Israel. Yeah.
My family side from Turkey, they continue to Israel, and my father and my grandfather, they born in Israel, and I'm from Israel.
Okay. And also, I don't know if it's true or not, but your father was a border officer, right?
Yes.
And customs officer, actually. And there's a story that Ajax at one point wanted to take you, but he couldn't guarantee or didn't want to say yes to them because he said you have to serve military service.
Yes,
he's the old school way.
In Israel, you have rules. Everybody must to be in army 3 years. And one of the national team rules, it's if you don't do army, you can play in the national team. And when I was 15, almost 16 years, we have with the national team a friendly game against under 17 of Ajax, and we play there. And my father come with me to control. And after the game, I have great game. I scored 2 goals. We lose, but I scored 2 goals, and I have great game. And after the
2
game,
goals against Ajax is always a good game.
Yeah, and they ask, when one of the scout come and ask, the parents, who is number 10? I was number 10 in this moment, and he will ask who is this number 10, and my father say, why? What you need? It's my son. And they take him, to the office and show him everything, and they say they interesting. I am good players, and they want me to come to Ajax, but they have before with Benayoun some problem, Yossi Benayoun, and they know the rules about the army in Israel, and they say, my father, we take him now, but you need to promise us he no need to go back to Israel to do army. And my father, I can say that, I don't know how the rules will be in three years, but now I can say that.
But that's something. That's a story about someone who's loyal to his state and the rules.
Yes,
more than to his son.
After I told my father, you are too much nice in this situation
and in this world. Yes, but it's known that the Circassian ethnic group is a very loyal group of people. That I also read somewhere that the Jordanian king chose only Circassians to guard him.
Yes, it's our. If you say about Circassian first word, it's loyalty.
Loyalty. Okay, that's how the fans of Partizan also see you playing here for the team. That's the impression.
I hope
of a serious and a loyal person.
Yeah, I hope.
Okay, you said you had a 10 at these days, but now I saw at CSK while watching this film clip on you that you had 66 in CSK. You have 6 in Partizan. What is it with the number 6? Do you something special? Or?
Yes, it's a sad story about behind that. Like I say, when I was young, I was number 10, and I play in position of number 10. And one day when I was around 16 years, I have my uncle daughter. She played basketball, professional basketball. She was in national team also, and she played in one of the Israeli basketball team. woman team, and she crashed in car, and he and sister and one more lady, they are died in this moment. And from this situation, after that situation, I decided to start to play with number 6, and I play in Israel with from this day with number 6. When I moved to Kazan, the number 6 already some players
took it,
some took it, and I was young, I was 21 years, and I don't feel nice or good to ask him, you can give me the number, and they tell me you can take 66. And I say, okay. It's only to stay with the 6, and from this day I play with the 66 or 6. Yes.
Okay, really story that is a tragedy, but okay, so you're also keeping this number until the end of your career now.
I hope, yes. I hope to finish with this number.
Okay, let's talk about your career. You said from the street you went directly to Hapoel.
Yes.
And spent some good years there, actually, where you showed your qualities and were able to go later in other clubs. But let's stick to Hapoel first and this part of your career. How do you see it from this perspective?
It was, my first club, my only club in Israel, and I feel there like it's my home. I was there 10, 11 years. From 10 years until 21, I played there all my career. The young years in my career, I played there, and
so you can say your heart is in that club.
Yes, now until this day, when I watch the result, first I check, what they do. Yes, of course. Now the situation there, it's a little bit difficult, and I feel like many fans tell me all the time, come back, we need you, come back. And from one side, yes, my heart there, and I want to help them and go back, but I know in this moment it's not the good decision for my career.
Yes, and then after that you went. History repeats itself, but in the other side, your historic family origins from Russia came to Israel. But then you from Israel moved to Russia, went to Rubin, right?
Yes, Rubin Kazan. It was amazing because in Israel we have all the time sun and the best weather in the world. And the first time I go to Kazan, I go with Hapoel to play against Kazan, against Rubin. And we go in February, and it was minus 17. And first time in my life I'm in this situation, I start to think, okay, I need to come here to play.
You knew already that you were playing.
I know already, we have the contact, but we say, okay, we don't sign before this game.
Before I check the temperature.
Before this game finish, we don't sign. But I saw it, and it was like, everything is white. You don't see nothing. You can't go out. But inside, I have the feeling this is the best for me in this moment. And when I go, really, the first week it was like much different from what I know from Israel. Weather, the trainings, the everything was much different and much better in Russia. And it was little difficult in the beginning, but step by step,
Okay, there you managed to play the European competitions. You did it with Hapoel also, but you always played either in the European League competition or sometimes League of Champions, later and with CSK also.
Yes, I think this is this year it's the first year after, I think, 11 or 12 year I play in or Europa League or Champions League. This is the first year I don't play in the competition of Europe. Yes, I have wonderful games and time in Champions, and also in Europa League with Rubin, with the CSK, and also 1 year with Olympiacos. Last year also we have it great. I think we lose in the last seconds to go next level, but it's I think finally every players want to play in this level in Europa. Europa League or Champions League, and I'm happy I have this chance in my career.
Yes, you were even elected in the team of the year in one of these Europa League competitions. That happened also in the end of the Russian Championship here also. So you have something that the coaches love. What this suggests, that is stability as a player and always the performance that they know what to expect from you.
Yes, you know, I in my career, I all the time try to stay in same level and sometimes go up, you know, and not you have some players, you know, they are go up and down and you don't know exactly what to expect. I think the coach who I have in my career, normally they know what to expect from me, and they trust me all the time. And for me, you know, the feeling from the coach is the most important. And it's like you say, I am happy. You know, almost in my career I not have a serious injury, and I keep in some stable position.
Yes, well, we're still in Russia, so after Rubin at CSK and
4 months in PAOK and after.
Okay, we have these 4 months. I wanted to ask you, what was this 4 months? You just jumped and came back?
No, it was like in the moment I signed in Russia, they play from December until December. It was different time of the league.
Okay.
And I signed there in March, and my contract until December. And after when I finished contract in Rubin, we sit and they ask me to continue the contract, but I feel I need something different. And when I finish contract, I try to find some club. You know, it's more difficult to find in the half of the season and not to start with some club from beginning. And I have the option to go PAOK for 4 months, and finally, in this moment it was the best option for me, and I take it.
Yes. And then CSK, some good years there, and the big town, Moscow.
yeah, it was. I remember when I play Rubin, and we all the time fly to Moscow to play there. When I spoke with my wife in the phone, I say, please, remember, if I have someday and sometimes offer from Moscow, please, I say no direct, because it's crazy city, it's traffic. You stay in the traffic 3 hours, and you can do nothing, And I remember that I all the time tell her that.
But it seems that you forget to tell her that you called
she
you from
forget
Moscow,
to tell me, yes,
or
before.
she forgot to tell you.
And finally I played there, and I can say it was the best time for family time and for my career. My kids, my wife, we love this city and we enjoy there so much. Finally, it was a good decision to go there.
Yes, and you met Zoran Tosic there. That's right.
Yes.
Is it true that he was the one who told you to come to Partizan? Or?
Yes, this is the true story. Yes, I know him from CSK. We played together. He was, he was great players and also great teammate. And one day, after I don't finish yet my contract in Olympiacos, but I start to talk about to finish contract. I asked to cancel my contract, and I start to training alone with the coach. And Zoran seen Instagram, and he send me message. Hey, how are you? What happened? Why you training alone? And I said, this is the situation, I want to change, leave the club. And after directly okay. And
so this was an Instagram transfer?
Yes, Instagram.
Okay. Thanks to Instagram, you're in Belgrade. Okay, so who says that the social networks are bad?
Sometimes
it's not true.
Helps,
Sometimes it helps. Yeah. Yes. Okay. And this time spent in Athens in Olympiacos, how was it?
From one side, it was great time because really
Finally arrived in a city where it's hot. So.
Yeah, and it was great. We find my wife and me find friends really very fast. We have Serbian Vukovic. He played with me in Olympiacos, and we have same age. Our kids, and I was together in school and training together. And from this side, we have amazing time there. But from the other side about the football, it was maybe the worst year in my career.
That's honest.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So as we said, thanks to Instagram, you arrived to Belgrade. But okay, we'll talk about the Belgrade and Partizan story a bit later. You're also someone who's played how many games? More than dozens and dozens of games for the Israel national team, and also you're the captain of the Israel national team. So that's something that I think is something very important in your career, and means a lot to you.
Yes, of course. It was very special for me. Special moment. And special to be, the first Muslim captain in Israel. It's not something,
usual.
Yes, and it's for me it was amazing, and I am happy, to do this historic and
okay. That tells a lot about your football and personal quality as a person.
Yes, finally.
Being chosen as a captain.
I don't like to speak about myself. Yes,
I'll speak.
Yeah,
I'll
but
speak.
yes, it's a fact. If they choose me to be the first captain of Muslim, Muslim captain, it says something, and I happy. I have this chance to be the first, and it's say a lot about our national team, about our country. And
yes, how do the fans react, Israeli fans?
Of course, you have the not so nice side, about they say no, we want a Jewish captain, and they say few things, but I think more than 80% they really say all the time good things, and they push me. They say we are so happy we have you like our captain, and really it was great things.
Yes, because I suppose it's not an easy thing. There have been conflicts in that region, and we have some experience here with these sad stories.
All the time when the politics go inside, it's a little bit difficult.
Yes. You also there was surprisingly okay. We understand that when the fans react, they have emotions, and then maybe they even don't think what they say sometimes. Yeah. But for me, when I was preparing a little bit for this, it was a surprise that Eub Bedkovic, the famous Israeli player, said something that was not what I expected. That you should not play or be the captain of the team.
This is the side.
And I was also very happy with your answer that I found. It was so dignified, saying that people can say whatever they want, but we don't have to listen. So I really liked your answer.
His job now, before he was great football player, amazing, but now he need to speak, and to do like problem, because he work in the TV, and he need this thing, in Israel, they now with the political situation, it's of course what these words can do, like big fire and big problems, and he tried to do it. It's okay. It's his job. He can speak from today until I don't know. But I happy really who take the decision in national team. Don't listen to that, and they all the time in my side and the normal side.
Yes, because when you look at your career, it's you as a Muslim captain of an Israeli Jewish team, and on the other side you played mostly in Orthodox countries, in Russia, Greece, and in Serbia. Yeah. So it's absolutely a proof that all these divisions are nothing actually. Exactly. That a man is a man, and that's the most important thing.
These the important things. You have politics, you have all the problem in the side, but football, it's football, and it's depend the players, the people, and this is the important, you know. It's not important if I am Muslim, I don't know, Jewish or something, or if I told beautiful or something. The important is what happened in the pitch.
Yes, and I think it's important you know who you are, you respect yourself, you respect the others, and that's important, and it's not a big deal to discuss who's who. It's what you have in direct contact with people, with the fans, what you offer doing your job. That these are the things that are important.
Yeah, I think you are right. You know, I agree with you. Football, it's football, and no need to bring the other problem from outside.
Yeah. Religious or politics or something. Well, but how do you? I'm asking you as an football player and as a person, how do you react? Now you have a lot of athletes that like to expose their thoughts about various things. It doesn't have to be politics. It can be economy, vaccination, whatever. And there are some people that think that they should do this, and some people that while you're active in sports, you should not do it. And I'll give you an example. You had this debate with Zlatan Ibrahimovic and LeBron James. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, Zlatan said that LeBron is a great champion, but he should not give his thoughts on politics. On the other side, LeBron said, because of my popularity, I am always going to use this to defend my race, my people, and this. So how do you see this about the role of? I'm talking about these big champions that, you know, when they say something, it has an effect.
I think I am somewhere between, you know, because from one side, yes, we have the power to say something and change, you know, things like, you know, players like LeBron, if he says something and he can help with some situation, it can be amazing. But from other side, every word you say, it can be, you know, it can be do problem or something like that. This is why I say you need to control what you say, but from players like LeBron, they need to speak, you know, they need to say what they think. Also Zlatan, you know, he's he have
Zlatan has to speak it to sing. He's at Sanremo now.
He don't sing last day what I say, what I see, but yes, you know, it's you need to careful with what you say, but of course not to say, okay, I don't say nothing and I play only football, basketball, but you need to control that. As
you said, a mix, a controlled mix, let's say, if it's possible at all, if it's possible. Okay, I'm really happy that you share all these thoughts with us and that you talk about everything openly. And now let's arrive to Belgrade after all these talks about some other things. You're already how many years here now? It's
1.5,
nearly,
almost near to 2 years.
Near to 2, yeah. And you had ups and downs. I mean, the club had some good results, bad results. But how do you see this period you spent in Belgrade and in Partizan?
Yes, it's like you say, you know, especially in Serbia, you know, it's too much up and down, you know, everything it's about the result, and you know, if you do one draw or something like that, it's like end of the world, and big pressures start, but you know, it's big club.
If you compare the championships you played, the Russian, Greek, Israeli and Serbian, how could you characterize them? Do you think here is the most pressure on the teams and the players?
Here in Greece, it's the most pressure, especially in the big club, you know. I remember also in Greece, you know, before derby, it was like, wow, crazy. But here, I think it's like one level more. They are really, you know, especially derby, it's like everything, you know, and football, it's for people, it's like everything. From one side, it's good, you know, because they have really the patience to play for about the football, and they wait for everything, you know, every game, everything. But sometimes you need to little bit
relax.
Yes, relax and control the situation.
Okay, you scored in one of these games against Red Star, yes, and how was the feeling?
Oof, it was like you forget everything for 30 seconds and you live, alone in the world, and it's amazing, really. One of the I have good moment in my career, but this is, I think, one of the best moment.
Yes, I also agree with you that I understand the emotions, of course, but people even from the clubs, both clubs exaggerate a lot of times, and maybe I can understand the fans, but it's not good when it's happening with the officials. Did you have an opportunity to know someone from Red Star, some of the players?
I agree with you. Sometimes the point between football and the other side, it's very, you need to careful and not to do something, because it's here, because the fans
to put more heat and fire.
Yes, exactly, because the fans they are, need to speak with them, they are already
fired.
Yes. The clubs need to know to calm down and relax. Of course, you have emotion, you have derby, everybody want to win, but you need to little bit relax and of course respect each other, and finally it's football.
And you didn't say, do you know some of the players of the Red Star?
Yes, I Ben, we have same agent, and we are we meet a few times, and I think he's great players. And also before Marco Marin, I meet him a few times. I respect them, outside of the pitch, where we can be also, sit together, eat, drink coffee. They are great players, but I want to beat them all the time.
That's normal. And tell me, there is a lot of talks, especially people here like to be critical about our league, about the quality of the league. What do you say about it? That's, let's say, someone in a way neutral, someone who came to this league and didn't know the teams, didn't know the quality. How do you see the Serbian Soccer League, Football League, or whatever?
I think it's you have great, especially young players, and you can see in Europe today many Serbian players play in the big leagues. For me, the first thing maybe they must change in Serbia. It's the quality of the stadium, and
the infrastructure.
Yes, the dressing room, and this is need to be few levels up, because it can improve the level of the league. But you have two great teams, Red Star and Partizan, who every year almost fight for also Europa League, Champions League. You have 3-4 clubs in very good level. In the other, there are more smaller club than us, but everybody here try to play football, try to example, in Russia, sometimes I come few games and it's only the other team do only defense, only not lose 0-0. It's good for us, and it was more tactical football. But here, from my impression, they are, everybody try to play football. Okay, you have some smaller team. It's normal they do more defense and fight, but I also see how they push the young players, and example, in our club we have like 6-7 very young players who can be in future good players, and I like it. I like this combination.
Yes. Okay, so playing in Partizan, we said it's not just do you think now about football, you have good results in this last period, but this is a very specific time for the club with all the things that are happening around, not to analyze them now by detail. How do players cope with it? Are you just connected to the field and to the coach? Or, it's not that you don't hear what's happening.
Yeah. I think it's especially more difficult for the Serbian players. for us like foreign players, we not read everything and we don't hear everything. But I'm happy our team, especially coach and the staff, they like try to keep us, in the focus and what we need to do in the pitch, and not to think about, other things in our club or outside, what happened. We come concentrate about the tactic, discipline, and what we need to do in the pitch. And finally you can see it in the result. To win 12, 13 games, it's not something easy.
Yes. Okay, just put the mic a bit closer. Okay, and that's a good attitude to this whole situation. And talking about the football here, were you surprised that the Serbian national team didn't qualify for the European Championship? Did you see that game, maybe?
Yeah, I saw the game. Before the game, I play also with Scotland before, and I know this national team because the last two years I think we play against them 6 times maybe. And from my position, I think Serbian national team, they are much better national team, but the Scotland team, they have amazing, I don't know how to say that exactly, but they are, for them every ball it's like the last ball, and they fight every second, and you can see that in the game against Serbia here. Like, you can see Serbia, okay, they have maybe better players, they may be technical, they are better.
But that's not enough today.
Yes, and finally you see, you go out in 1 second and nobody remember that.
Okay, let's talk about your skills. And you never miss penalties. I mean, it's hard to miss a penalty, but it's not easy to give every penalty.
No, I miss, yes, everybody, especially in Serbia, they like to say, hey, you never miss. When you miss, I miss in Russia a few times, and I say all the time, only who not shoot penalty, he never miss, because if you don't try, you don't miss. But I know my job. I try to do it in the best way. Of course, I know somewhere I gonna miss penalty, but okay, it's happened for everybody, and I hope every 4 or 5 years to miss one, it's the good way.
And tell me, who do you see among these 6-7 young players you said from Partizan as prospective players in the future?
We have Ficha. We sell to Manchester City already.
Stefanovic.
Yeah, Stefanovic, and we have now Jovic come into the first team, and he start few games. He scored his first game. You have Stula. We have the young goalkeeper. We have more few midfielders. They are young and they are. Need to work very hard. I don't say now they are ready to be in the first group every game, but they are in the good way. They work very good, and our club all the time try to push young players. And from my side, how I see the things, they are in few years they can be in the first team, and also few of them can play in good clubs in Europe.
And do they sometimes talk to you? Do they get some advice, or do you try to help them? I mean, they have the coach, of course, but you as an experienced player played so many years at the top level. Yes,
of course. I try all the time. I know when I come to Partizan, they not bring me only to play in the games and score few goals and give assist. They bring me also because I have the other things, out of the pitch, and one of them is to help to the young players.
And what is important? What do you tell them?
I speak with them all the time. Example, last game when Stula come inside, in the first team, I tell him you need to, like, small advice. You need to think only about how you score, not think about how I touch there or I do some skills, to show. No, you need to do your job. Your job is to score goals and work for the team, and this is what you need to do. And to try to keep him in focus and what he need to do. And I'm happy they are also listen, they are come all the time to ask if they have some, what you think, what we need to do. And really, they are really want to be better and improve.
Great. Well, that's nice to hear that you have also this mission playing here. And tell me, is it too early maybe to talk about your future? Are you staying here, or how are your plans until the end of the career, which is coming?
Yeah. Finally we close to the end, and I know it. But in football, you never know what happened tomorrow, because especially in club like Partizan, everything it can change very fast. But I say that I think in the last year I feel here amazing now. My family feel very good, and I like this club. I like the people outside, and also the ex-coach, and now the new coach. Not new, but
New, old,
yeah. But yes, they are respect me and give me really from first second like feel in home, and I like it. And this moment I think it's not something weird to say. Maybe I stay also more than my contract.
And can you tell us something about how do you live here? Is it normal family life, or do you go somewhere? I know it's the COVID situation still. The restaurants are not working at full, and the cafes, but do you have some places you like to see and visit?
Yeah, it's like, this situation, I think it's crazy for everybody, and especially for players or people like us who don't know everything, and it's not so easy to live here in this situation. But like I say in the first thing, the people here, they are amazing, really. If you ask something, they all the time want to help. Also in the street, if you ask
even a Red Star fan.
Also, yes. They also want to,
if they recognize you.
Yeah, they all want to help. And really, this is the good, I think one of the best things in this in Belgrade, in Serbia. And I like the city, I need a good place for my kids, a good place for my wife, and some restaurant, and that's it. I don't need more.
From this conversation, from the beginning, I see that the influence of wife is very important.
Yes, for me, the family, it's the it's more important than myself. My kids, I have 3 boys, and my wife. Finally they come with me everywhere where I go. If it's Russia, if it's Greece, if it's Serbia. And of course, for me, it's the most important to give him the feeling, to feel good, to feel in home. Of course, it's not Israel, but
did they start playing football already? The sons?
In home they play. I come back after game like I can't walk. I say, hey, I'm 33 years. Give me a little bit rest. But no, play football. My big son start to training sometimes with the Partizan kids, and it's nice, to see him.
So maybe in future we'll have another Natho in Partizan one day.
Yes, maybe. They ask me all the time, you want your son be a football player, and I say I don't push for that. Because I know how much it's difficult and how much this world, it's not so easy like you see from outside, you see from outside only the good things, the success and everything, but it's very, very hard job. And if he choose to be football player, of course I give him all my what I can, to help him and to do him the best, but I don't push him to be football players.
Okay, it's definitely not easy to come at the top levels, to be there are so many players around the world, and to enter into the top 11 of any team, it's not easy. But one of the good things is what we said, mentioning all these differences in the world today, that you were able to see so many cities, to live in so many cities. Your family too. One day, I'm sure your kids will be grateful that they had a chance to see some other cultures, meet some other people.
Yes, it's one of the good things you have in football life, when you can move from country to other country to see other people, to see different, and I am very happy. My kids, born like they born when I play in Russia, but they was in Greece already. They speak Russia before, and they speak perfect English, and it's amazing, I think about myself when I was young, I stay only in my city, in my village, and it's so different, but I think it's amazing things.
They get all this, and then they even get lessons of football from you after the games.
Yeah, they ask all the time, but I told them all the time, first enjoy from the football, and after we will see when you grow up, but now enjoy.
Sure. Okay, we spoke about a lot of things. I'm happy that we had you here in our studio. We also have a tradition here with izdavačka kuća Vulkan of a publishing house Vulkan of giving books to our viewers. They will get free books in this show also. They just morate da idete na Instagram nalog SPORTLIGHT show. Do you read so we can give you one of these books? Do you read and understand Serbian? Or maybe ask them to bring us a dictionary. So.
To read it's a little difficult, but because I play in Russia 8 years, and I already can speak good Russian, and I understand from this a little bit Serbian. Of course I can't speak now or do something, but I can know about example what coach say sometimes to the players and what they speak between them. It's helped me a little bit, but to speak and read, no.
Okay, then we'll go for the dictionary. We'll ask them, and then we'll find you on the next practice. We'll bring it to you. Thanks a lot. I hope you enjoyed this time. Also, you said some really interesting things that we didn't know, and I hope we'll see you still. Let's say couple of years here.
3-4 years more.
Maybe just at the end, did you played in big leagues, in big clubs, but did you ever have a feeling that maybe you could have gone to one of these top 5 European leagues?
Yes, I
definitely with quality you have. You deserved, but as you say, circumstances and life.
It's depend of many things, I try after I left Rubin. I want to go, maybe Germany, maybe Spain, but I saw the offers. They are not so good, and finally I decide to go back to CSK, and I played there like 4 years. And also when I finished there the contract, I say okay, now I want to try myself in like example in Spain, and this what that I want now in my career. But again, sometimes you have offers and you think maybe it's not the best solution, maybe I need to go other place. And it's football, it's not only depend about your level or how much you are good or something like that. Sometimes you need to find also the for your family, for your kids, the good place, the right place. And I am happy with my career. Of course, I wish to play one of the best league, but I'm very happy with my career.
Thank you very much. Dragi gledalci, imali ste prilike da čujete izuzetnog fudbalera i čoveka Bibrasa Natha, a ovo je bio Sportlight.